So many cars have been recalled lately. How can you be sure the car you're renting is safe to drive?
While most major rental car companies have policies against this, it can still happen. CBS 4 investigator Rick Salinger has been looking into a case of an accident on I-25, and Rick is live tonight to show us what he found. Rick?
Jim and Karen, it was a casual remark by one of the victims in that accident that led us to look into the issue of rental cars and recalls. And this state patrol report that we obtained contains information about a most unusual accident.
Southbound in the northbound HOV.
It was a terrible accident. Cars going in opposite directions in the I-25 reversible lanes. Both drivers were seriously injured. Leslie Roberts found out the car she ran into that day in August was a rental vehicle.
It was a car that had been recalled for airbag non-deployment.
And in fact, the accident report indicates the airbags failed to inflate upon impact. We found the car was under recall with the repairs incomplete. The rental car came from this address on Colorado Boulevard. Since the accident, it has changed ownership. But we were told by a previous employee some of the vehicles stayed with the facility. We wanted to see if cars under recall were still being rented out. So we had a CBS 4 producer attempt to find out.
Hoping to rent a car for a day.
He picked out this 2011 Ford Fiesta.
Signature and signature.
We took the car directly to a licensed auto repair facility downtown. There, Matt Hernandez contacted a Ford dealer.
I need to check and see if there are any open recalls on a vehicle.
He quickly found out there is a recall. It hadn't been completed, and it involved an airbag safety issue.
If I were involved in an accident and the airbags don't deploy, I could potentially hurt myself or my wife, which would not be fun.
So you wouldn't rent that car?
I would not rent that car.
In this 2004 accident in California, an Enterprise rental car under recall slammed into a semi. 2 sisters were killed. Since then, major rental car firms have agreed not to let out cars under recall, but there is no law against it. We went back to where we rented the Ford Fiesta. We tried to learn if renting such cars was perhaps an oversight, but the man in charge apparently was not in the mood to answer questions. Do you rent cars that are under recall? So, how do you avoid getting a car that is under recall? Well, it's not that hard. You get the vehicle identification number and you put it into a website called safecar.gov. If it says incomplete, well, then you might want to get another car. Live in Denver, Rick Salinger, CBS 4 News.